just look at that old flagstone foundation. That means it's an old place. We've got permission to dig in the lawn, so that's great. You're invited to join me. I'm Steve Okino. If this is your first time to the channel, I put a video out about once every week. I'm here in north central Pennsylvania. I've got my metal detector, and we're going to see what we can find. See if we can find some history to hold right in our hand. Come on along for the adventure.
Metal detecting. It's full of adventure, full of planning, for some camaraderie.
Ready, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
It's full of elation, frustration, and even inspiration. People do it for all sorts of different reasons. Me, I just want to hold a little history in the hand.
Well, we found ourselves a weedy, so that's pretty neat. Looks like, I don't know if we're going to get a date off that. But there's the 1 cent right there. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to... Oh my gosh, my dog has found... That's Mac, my digging dog. He found some mud to roll in. He seems to be absolutely thrilled by mud. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a date off that. But suffice it to say, it's a weedy. And a coin is a good thing to find. Oh, Mac. Oh boy. All right. On to the next. Is that the actual coin? Wow, that was amazing. Talk about getting a shovel full. That's another weedy that's not going to give us a date. But that's good. If there's weedies, there could be some silver coins in here. So let's keep looking. Well, I found another one. Since this area was a logging mecca, there are a lot of these. This is what's left of an axe head. This one broke off at the shoulder where the handle went through. Probably the back of the axe would have been about there. But it's always cool to find these. So that's what we've got. We were looking for a piece of history, and we've got one. On to the next. I see the rim of a coin, and I see evidence that I am not very good with my pinpointing. So I'm not certain what we got here. Looks like it's a penny and a modern penny. There's the Lincoln Memorial. So, yeah. There's Mr. Lincoln right there. But a coin is a coin. Let's get some of these higher denominations now. On to the next. What in the world? I thought I was digging a dime. But you know, this looks very ornate. It was way down in this hole that is filling with water, but I distinctly see very pretty marks and what looks like maybe some silver wash. So I don't really see anything on that side, but this side, let's see what we've got here. This side definitely has some bling. Definitely. Oh yeah, I see flowers. Definitely see flowers. Very ornate decorations. So, you know, I can't say that I know exactly what this is, but I know that it was valuable to somebody, and it was lost here under this apple tree. So, look at that. Yeah, that was very pretty. It looks like, almost like oriental houses and roofs. Yeah, that's very pretty. No idea what it might have been, but yeah, that is a neat find. Yeah, very neat. Yeah, and I think it's silver. The way it's tarnished, and it's quite heavy for the thickness of it. So I think we found silver something. Very, very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Oh, see, I was getting frustrated with all those pennies, but that is really neat. No idea what it is, but it's really neat. Okay, I'll get a close-up of this. On to the next. Well, our high tone is in this clod of dirt. And there it is. Right there. That penny looks suspiciously like it has been struck with a .22 bullet. Yep, I'll bet you that's what happened to that one. Poor little guy. It's been a rough life. I don't recognize this. The ground does strange things to this copper. I don't usually do this on a coin, but I thought it looked different. Canada. So it's a Canadian penny struck by a U.S. bullet. It says 1 cent, 1974 or 71. Cool. Well, we found an international coin. On to the next. Well, got a very high tone 8182, so I'm guessing that is a dime. It is in an area that I've found a lot of pennies in, so it could just be a screaming penny, but we'll find out. There it is. It does look like a dime. Look at that. Boy, this soil is, it's treating the coins differently than, this is just a clad, this is a clad, but the soil doesn't usually do this. I wonder if it's from acidity from these huge white pine trees that I'm underneath here. It could be. The ground is usually fairly acidic with all the needles and stuff. Looks like 1974 or something like that. Let's just keep looking. We'll see if we can come up with something other than modern coins. Now there is an old find. That is a spoon bowl. And that's an oldie. And I'm not surprised. It's right next to this gigantic old apple tree. So somebody brought a bowl of something out into the yard and lost the spoon. So that's interesting. Could be the oldest thing we've found so far. All right, let's keep looking. Well, I got a real screamer of a high tone here. And gosh, I guess that's why. A copper ring. It looks like a cut off piece of pipe. Gee whiz. 9192. On the simplex, that can mean only, well, that hopefully means a quarter. It could also mean a Hot Wheels car or a Matchbox car. Well, it is a quarter, and it is a state quarter, so not old. All right, well, hey, we're getting a bigger denomination. We went from pennies, we skipped over nickels, then we went to dime, and then to quarter. Now we need one at least 100 years older. Let's keep going. Oh, you have found mud, haven't you? Oh boy, you are a mess. Want to play fetch? Probably another penny. Or you know what it could be? It could be a washer. Yeah, that's what it could be. A brass washer. On to the next. Okay. All right, so this is absolutely crazy. Way down there by that apple tree, I found the other piece to this. And now it appears that I have found I found the other. I don't know if it's a top or a back or what. Now perhaps this one has something written on it. But it rang up like a silver dime. It's not. Oh, I'm running out of water. That doesn't. There's no writing whatsoever. Now, your guess is as good as mine. It looks like there was some sort of a hinge right there. But if you have a guess on what would be this tiny, it doesn't really have sides. Doesn't seem to have sides. There's no writing on the inside. But what in the world is that? Solid silver, very ornate. It had a hinge right there, but it wasn't deep. Looks like it was just super shallow. Here's the other part of it. Looks like it would have just closed over something very shallow. Yeah, that's really, really interesting. Well, I'm glad we found, I don't know if it's another of the same, but that is a very interesting find. Well, I didn't have long. I only had about an hour to hunt, a little bit over. So here we are, closing up the day. Mackie is filthy. I got to stop at a pond on the way home so he can wash off. I don't want my wife to see him like this. Let's take a look at what we found today. Okay, back off, Mackie. Back off. All right, so here's what we ended up finding. Quarter, 2 dimes, bunch of pennies, Canadian one, hit with a .22 rifle. We found this old, very thin spoon bowl. Found the axe head, and then we found these two silver items that look to me like they were hinged, but were very shallow. I can't imagine what would be on the inside of that, but I don't know. If you know, let me know. But it was a fun afternoon. We took advantage of the little time that we had. This is Steve reminding you that if you're not looking for it, you're not going to find it. And we'll see you next time right here on History in the Hand. Stop recording.